Hey all, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. Hey Modern Bok, geez, that was quick. I just gone live and you were there. Welcome to Unbiased Rugby. So today, obviously there were no games in the Rugby World Cup, but I'm just going to sit here and just 2 minutes, spend some 2 minutes on the weekend's game on Saturday, Sunday, and then mostly speak about the Boks that are playing tomorrow. So yeah, I think we're in the last week of the pool stages. I think that's exactly where we are, and so yeah, I think by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll know exactly who's going to be in the quarterfinals. I think Pool A is there's still a lot of ramifications that could happen. I think Pool B is pretty settled. Pool C is pretty settled, and then Pool D is Pool C has already been done. And then Pool D, I think there's still one or two ramifications. But yeah, I think we pretty much know who's going to be in the quarters, except maybe for Pool A, which is still a bit up in the air. Let me just put this on the screen here quickly. Because obviously, Namibia was leading the game for 6 minutes. They were 3-0 in the lead. Who would have thought that would have ever happened? I think Namibia played really well the first half. I think New Zealand were just really off their game. I think they got a real bollocksing at half-time, and they came out and they just absolutely, it was just started raining tries. Some of those tries that they were scoring were just absolutely sublime. That New Zealand side is just incredible, and yeah, I see them probably going all the way to the final. And yeah, I think they're the team to beat, guys. I think they really are the team to beat. I think the other team to beat is England, and yeah, I think those are the two strong teams in this competition at the moment. And you're going to have to play one or both of them to try to get to the final or actually win this competition. So yeah, but mainly I'm going to go talk about the South Africa-Canada game. So I put here for my Super Breeze, South Africa going to win by 51 points. That's going to be the point spread, and yeah, I actually did it before I saw the team. I did all my scoring at Super Brew maybe quite a while ago, so I hadn't seen the team yet. So, but yeah, I'm going to put it at 51 points. I'm actually going to get rid of this slide and actually go put it on the next slide, so it's a little bit easier to find. Let me just share it quickly, if you don't mind. I'm just going to share it here, and I think it's that one. Yeah. So this is the team to face Canada. We've got Thomas du Toit at loosehead, Schalk Brits at number 2, Vincent Koch at tight head, Ochre Stamen at 4, Frank Moster at 5, both locking positions, 6, Sia Khaleesi, 7, Kwagga Smith, 8, Francois Lowe, 9, Kobus Reinach, 10, Elton Jantjies, 11, Sibasiwe Nkosi, 12, Frans Steyn, 13, Damien de Allende, 14, Warwick Galant, and 15, Damian Willemse. So yeah, that's the starting team. We haven't seen a starting team like that in this World Cup at all. A lot of the position, like Damien de Allende playing at 13, he normally plays at 12. It'd be nice to see Frans Steyn actually starting at 12. I think could be quite good. It's nice to see a different starting 9 and 10. I haven't been Mr. Rugby, a rugby fan. If anyone ever knows, Mr. Rugby fan comes in every single show and just predicts the biggest upset. You know what they say, even a broken clock's right twice a day. So maybe you can get it right sometime. So you're going to get a huge big upset. But yeah, I just don't see Canada getting a huge big upset. Even though there's 13 wholesale changes, I just think the team that's there is still super strong. Thomas, you were very close there. France is one of those teams. You just think when they're going to play well, they don't play well. When you think they're going to play badly, then they beat New Zealand. They're just one of those teams. So yeah, it was a highly entertaining game, that France Tonga game, and yeah, if it came right down to the wire. But yeah, credit to France for getting the victory out there. Tonga were up for that game. But yeah, my player to watch for tomorrow is Damian Willemse. He's playing in the 15 position. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him play. If you watch Super Rugby, then you'll know that he plays for the Stormers. Very, very young, enterprising kind of player. He's got great feet. He's got a great boot. He's pretty much an all-round player. we've got quite a few, like these utility kind of backs who play 10, 15. Curran Bosch, who plays for the Sharks. Damon Willems, who plays for the Storms. All young guys. And you'll probably see them in the next couple of years starting to really filter through to the Springboks. But yeah, Damon Willems is a super special player. I'm hoping that he gets introduced in a fairly... It's the right kind of game for him to be introduced to. Let's just put it that way. Warwick Cullen playing at 14. That's a very interesting choice. I saw him play at 11 once, and he was really targeted by Wales. Or was it Ireland? It was Ireland that targeted him. And but yeah, both of those are dynamic players. If they're on song and they do something special, they are super special. Then the other player to watch is Sibusiso Nkosi, or Sabu Nkosi, as he's known here locally. The guy scores tries from nothing. You saw Siva Reese's kind of try with their spin and stuff like that. He's exactly a similar kind of player. He actually got a fairly similar kind of build. And if it wasn't for Chesn Colby, he'd be our starting 11 by a country mile. Guy's an absolute phenomenal player. Our centre pairing, we've got two big ball carriers there, Frans Steyn and Damon Delenda. They're both big players. You can see the kind of game plan that they want to do against Canada. Look, they've got a traditional, normally if they're going to do a real physical kind of game, they do a 7-2 split on 6-2 split on the bench. It looks like now it's just a traditional 5-3, which is pretty good. Kobus Reinach, I think he's had a few issues. I think he just hasn't settled into that position. I'm hoping that it's a huge big midfield pairing. Those are two really big 110 kilogram ball carriers. Those are seriously big ball carriers. So it's the kind of game plan that they're going to go for. It's going to be hard, in your face kind of rugby. I think both of them are great defenders. It's going to be a tough day for Canada. And yeah, like all the tier 2 teams, I think they generally stay for the first 20 to 40 minutes, and then it's either fitness or it's depth, and then really the wheels come off. And if you look at that bench there. That's Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitzel, Frans Malherbe, Eben Etzebeth, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Herschel Jantjies, Handré Pollard, and Willie Leroux. That's a world-class bench coming off. And so your 50th minute, that's what you have to look forward to. Malcolm Marx and Stephen Kitzel, Frans Malherbe, they're all first class props and hookers. So Pieter-Steph du Toit is probably one of my favorite players. Herschel Jantjies, also very, very dynamic. And I think Handré Pollard and Willie Leroux are there just to steady the ship if something goes wrong. Elton Jantjies, he's also one of those players, you either like him or you don't. I like him when it's dry, which I think is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be completely dry. When it's fast running rugby, I think he's an exceptionally good 10 for that kind of game, a real attacking kind of game. And the one thing that's been missing with the Springboks, let's be honest, it's been a little bit lacking in attack. And here we've got some Elton Jantjies is an attacking fly half. You'll see that's how he plays. He attacks the line. He doesn't go into contact, but he does attack. And then Warwick Cullen and Damon Willems are special players that can do something special. So there's a lot of X factor there in the back line, and I think they're going to see a bit of a tri-fest tomorrow with those players if they can really gel, for want of a better word. I think that if they've had a bit of training and stuff like that, I'm sure that they'll get that ground running. Let's go to the forwards. My favorite players. Thomas du Toit obviously came in to replace Trevor Nyankani. Also, he's a good prop. He's starting loose head. Obviously, don't want to rest the beast. Pieter-Steph du Toit has a massive engine, and I think every single side needs a player that has a massive engine. James Ryan, Pieter-Steph du Toit. Who's the other big engine for Curry? Big engine players, the ones that just go and go and go and go and go. You have to have one of those in your team, just to keep up. So Thomas du Toit, he normally plays tight head more often, but he is a loose head that converted to tight head, so I'd like to see him there. Scott Brits, I think, is probably the best line-out thrower that we have. So from that point of view, and he's always in the wider channels. I think in another life he wanted to be a centre. And then Vincent Koch, for me, is probably one of our premier tight heads. I rate him more than Frans Malherbe. Honestly, I do. I think, geez, have I disappeared there? No, I haven't. I rate him more than Frans Malherbe. I just think he's more dynamic. He brings something a little bit more special. Then the lock pairings. Archie Snyman is an absolute beast. He is an absolute beast of a player. He's physical. He's confrontational. He's got great hands. He's got a great offload. He's got speed. The guy is an all-round rugby player. You know, there's some. Yeah, Thomas the Tank. Yeah, that's it. So it used to be quite funny because when they played, when the Sharks used to play, you say you go through the whole game playing against the Beast, and then Thomas the Tank comes onto the field. You know, he's a physical specimen. But Archie Snyman probably for me is probably one of. I agree with it. Welcome, 3-Pete. I just saw your name there now. Yeah, that's what everyone's calling it. Let's see. Look, at the end of the day, I think New Zealand are the favourites to get the 3-Pete. Let's be honest. It's in their destiny to win it. Joe, I told you, I'm not biased. I'm not biased towards the Boks at all. At all. I may wear their shirt and have their flag. I'm painting my house green and I'm buying a green car, you know. But I'm not biased. Come on, cut me some slack. But welcome, Joe. Welcome to the show. Lots of Bok bias. Yeah, well, it may be called unbiased rugby, but I'm still a Bok supporter. I can't help myself. Archie Snyman, probably one of the best forwards out there that are currently playing for South Africa. Franco Mostert, also a player with a huge big engine. So we're fairly fortunate when we play our first-rate team that we have Franco Mostert and Peter Steff who've got big engines, and they generally just in the high double-digit tackles. Then the loose trio. It's a different kind of loose trio that we don't normally see. Obviously, Siya Kolisi, I still think he's trying to get back into form. I think the last game he had 3 penalties against him, but you could see the start of brilliance, the kind of impact that he brings. And Siya Kolisi brings that. He's getting back into form. I feel that he's slowly getting there. He was injured for quite a while, and but yeah, last week the last game I thought he played really well, except for those 3 penalties. But he's slowly going to get back into it, and I think the other nice thing is that there's fewer leaders on the field, so it gives him an opportunity to actually be a little bit more involved with the team and with the ref. So yeah, I'm looking at good things with Siya Kolisi. Kwagga Smith is, if you've watched Sevens, yeah, unbiased Bok rugby. Well, yeah, that sounds pretty fair. It sounds very fair. So if you've watched Sevens, you'll know Kwagga Smith. He's an exceptional player. I always thought he was a little bit small, but in this day for a loose forward, but because obviously if you look there, there's no real blindside. There's no blindside there at all. Siya Kolisi, Kwagga Smith, and Francois Lowe are not blindsides. Let's be completely honest. Kwagga Smith is more in the mold of not as good as, but he's in the mold of Ardie Savea. I think Ardie Savea is probably one of the best back row players currently playing, but he fills in that same kind of mold, that big engine, big heart. So yeah, that's where Kwagga Smith comes in. And then Francois Lowe is obviously, I've seen him play for Bath, very, very good over the ball. He's normally a really good super sub, so it's nice to go see him actually play the whole game. Yeah, we'll see, Joe. We'll see. You've still got to make it, Joe. I heard that there might be a typhoon coming. But Joe, I'm sure that if that was the case, they'd probably move the game or something. You know, they're never going to allow that to happen. You know, and you get the 2 points. You know, that would be just knocking out a tier 1 team because of a bit of rain. It's never ever going to happen. So yeah, we'll see. Looks Yeah, exactly. And I just think quarters are going to be super interesting. I think we win this game. I'm sure there's a super outside chance if Italy get a bonus point win or something against someone else, but they've got to beat us by the point spread. And I think, yeah, there's a real outside chance that we could make it. But yeah, let's be honest. I think I've got a feeling it's going to be a full bonus point victory tomorrow with the team going through. Yeah, so that's that game for tomorrow. I just want to see what's. Yeah, but you can't really predict when it's going to rain. Let's see what the next Wednesday. I'm just going to do the quick through the week, and then we've got Argentina, USA should be exciting. Scotland, Russia should be a bit of foregone conclusion. Same as Wales, Fiji. Well, Fiji might be up for that. Then Friday, Australia, Georgia should be exciting. New Zealand versus Italy, England, France, which would be pretty good. Ireland, Samoa, and then obviously we're going into Sunday, which is the last day, the actual last day of the pool stages. Yeah, hey, Mr. Rugby fan, that could be the plan. I think Kwagga Smith's a fantastic player, and I'm what's glad is he actually took the risk of leaving Sevens. He was an X Factor player at Sevens and decided to follow his dream to become a Springbok. And look, he's a Springbok playing at the World Cup, so it's worked out for him. So I'm super happy for him, because a lot of the Sevens players that do the transition haven't really been successful. So we're talking Ruanel hasn't made it. Who's the guy that plays for Modernbach? Who's the guy that plays for the Bulls? I'm sure you'll give me the name. I've got a feeling. I think Fiji are gonna be really on the case. I think they're really going to throw their top side against Wales. They have to. I think they have to go for that third spot. So yeah, 3-peat job. Typhoon season finishes before playoffs, which would be great. We don't really want any of this at the playoffs, especially considering some of the teams have huge big point differentials. And if it is a draw or something like that, then those point differentials will be the reason that they go through, or that they score more tries and stuff like that. So yeah, I just don't want to be Hey, Jesse Dunn, welcome to the show. Jesse, I honestly feel that the New Zealanders are on track to make the final. I think I just have that feeling that they're fully on track. I think the only team I see currently who I've seen play at the moment who has probably been England, who could probably do it. I just see England and New Zealand to be the top two teams currently in the competition, and that's coming from a Box supporter. I don't think we are. I don't think Ireland is, and I don't think Wales will. They've never been there before. I think England and New Zealand have been. Eddie Jones has been there. Steve Hanson's been there. So they're one of the few coaches that have been there, and they know exactly how to manage their team going forward. So yeah, I reckon it will be New Zealand in the final. It will all depend on who they'll face. I'm sure Joe will say it'll be Ireland will make it through to the final. I'm hoping the Box will make it to the final. But yeah, if you're a betting man, you'd probably say it'd be New Zealand and maybe facing England, or that New Zealand will probably face England in the semis, depending on the route that they go. So you know what, Joe? There's all likelihood that still all those teams that we've spoken to that can make it to the quarters can make it. Yeah, it does. Look, it's knockout. It's knockout rugby. Let's be honest. It's knockout rugby. All you need is one bad moment, a Lavanini moment, okay, where the guy's falling, you come in, you hit the guy straight on the head, it's a red card, and that's it. It's changed the whole aspect of the game. And if it happens in the first half, 20 minutes into the game, like it did against England, it's against a tier 1 side. You cannot play with 14 men for for 60 minutes. It just doesn't work, especially an engine room player like a Lavanini who probably plays the full 80 minutes. Big engine room in the scrums, big ball carrier. So barring that, I saw something really interesting because there's been a lot of talk about drop goals. And they were talking about drop goals, it's boring and blah, blah. But you know what? Drop goals are the only time when a ref can't be involved. And it's got nothing to do with the other team. You're not hard tackling. You're not doing anything. You just drop goaling straight over the post, 3 points, walk away. You've actually taken the ref out of it. You've taken the weather out of it. You've taken the conditions. You've taken the other players out of it. So yeah, there we go. I just heard that the other day, and I thought, that's actually quite interesting. I think so. I just think on their day, Ireland, Box, England, and Wales can do it. I've been thinking about this red card situation for quite some time, and I think the only way to go forward is, and hear me out, just hear me out for the thing, something that will work, not bring in another card or a blue card or whatever card. Every single infringement in the game is a yellow card. That's what you say. You say every single infringement in the game is a yellow card. So if you hit somebody in the head or something like that, it's a yellow card. You go for 10 minutes as per normal. As per normal, every single infringement is a yellow card. But if you do it twice, so if you get 2 yellow cards in a game, that's a red card. I just think that's a little bit fairer, and you can still be cited after the game for your first yellow card if you only get the yellow card for a high tackle or cited after. But make everything a yellow card, and you only allow 2 yellow cards in the game. I think that makes it a little bit better, because then you can't really say if you had 2 yellow cards in a row, you've been sent off the field, you can't really complain, well, a red card's destroying the game. Well, you made a mistake, you did it again, you're off. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a better idea for that? I just think that's probably the best way to go. It doesn't change the rules as much as lots of other things. It's not complicated, it's not hard. And then it gives the opportunity for the coach to say, oh, okay, let's say it's a prop who's got the red mist and he's on a yellow card, and you can see he's not changing very, very quickly. You say, okay, let's do a substitution, let's get him off the field, and bring on another player. I just think it's a better way of not destroying the game, because at the end of the day, the laws are the laws, and we're there to protect the players. So we still need yellow cards to send the players off, but if they do it twice, it's a red card. I hear you, Joe. I know in league they have quite a few things. Yeah, it's difficult. It's a really difficult situation because maybe 10 minutes in the bin and a new player comes on. That's another way of looking at it. It's a similar kind of thing, because then you really are just dealing with the players. Maybe Jesse. I think it's different. Yes, but only 20 minutes on a red card, that puts a better weighting to the incident. Yeah, maybe that could be another situation where 10 minutes for a yellow, 20 minutes for a red. Maybe that's another way of doing it. We're just trying to not have a completely skewed environment, because I honestly felt that the Lions should have beaten the Crusaders when they played at Ellis Park. That first final. I honestly did feel it. I thought the Lions had played really well that whole year. They were the team in form. The Crusaders were travelling, and then 10 minutes into the game, Kwagga Smith got the red card, and it really changed the whole way of the game. Now, I'm not besmirking the fact that we got a red card. We lost because we lost. That's just the way it is. But it did change the whole game, and it would be a nice way to try have a better way to do it. Yeah. That's a difficult one, uncontested scrums. Yeah, look, exactly. Exactly, three-peat. It's exactly what a lot of people were saying with the first game when Australia beat the All Blacks. They felt because there was only 14 All Black players on the field, that's why it was that skewed kind of thing. It happens. You've got 14 players on the field for 40 to 60 minutes. You cannot go up against a team with 15 players. It's just too many people in the defensive line, too many people attacking. That's another way of looking at it. I seldom see uncontested scrums. Maybe we don't see them that often in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm not sure. I haven't seen one in a long time. I'm not sure about the Northern Hemisphere, but I know in the Southern Hemisphere we don't see uncontested scrums that often. Look, if your two tight heads go off, what do you say? Do you bring in the other loose head to play on the tight head? It just doesn't work that way. We know tight heads and loose heads are different kind of positions. But yeah, especially a team like New Zealand could probably easily win a game if they had uncontested scrums. Whereas a team like South Africa or maybe Ireland, who rely heavily on we're a set-piece team. That's South Africa. We're a set-piece team. We like scrumming, we like lineouts, we like mauling, and then what? Then we've taken one of our major weapons away, and then what happens? And then an uncontested scrum for South Africa against New Zealand, we could basically throw the game away because we rely heavily on our scrums for most of our moves, and we don't really have a plan B. I'm being honest. That's the way we play. Ireland kept on 2 injured players in Six Nation game against England. Ended up losing 94% scrum. Yeah, it's a tough one. I just don't think it happens often enough for us to really think about it too much. I think the bigger issue is the red card and the yellow card, and I think that needs to be sorted out. We need to come up with a way that actually works, where it still keeps the game alive and going. But yeah, guys, it looks like I've been speaking for 27 minutes. I didn't think I could do it. Every time I started doing these shows thinking 8-minute shows, done. And I'll talk about the day quick, done and dusted. But I must admit, I really enjoyed today's show. It was really nice. Thanks everyone for coming in on the chats. Really good, honest chats about yellow cards and uncontested scrums. I think there's some really good ideas that came out there. And it'd just be nice if World Rugby and listen to us sometimes. I just think the red card issue needs to be sorted out. And I like the idea of 20 minutes. I like the idea of I like my idea because it was my idea. But I like the 20-minute idea. I like the fact that you go for 10 minutes and it's replaced by another player. Yeah, so I'm thinking there's some great solutions out there. I'm just hoping that we come up with a solution because we just don't want to destroy the contest. But listen, guys, I absolutely enjoyed the show. Thanks everyone for joining in on the live chat. I will do another show tomorrow discussing just the South Africa-Italy game, and it is the only one game tomorrow. I'm actually going to watch this one. I'm not going to put it on my second screen here at work. I'm actually going to sit there and actually watch it and pay attention and see if Mr. Rugby fan is right. I doubt it, but let's see if Mr. Rugby fan is right. Canada for the upset. Normally says Canada to win by 80 points or something. But I think it's going to be the other way around. But listen, guys, hope you have an absolutely wonderful evening. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day or wherever you are in the world, a wonderful morning and everything. And if you just go out to the rest of the world and you can just treat everyone with some love and respect, everything will work out for its best. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.